Hello, members one and all of the Salivation Nation. Well, Small Gold sent me this link to this article here, and it's amazing how a find of some ancient silver coins can change history. And very interesting indeed. Apparently, a hoard of Roman coins were found under a tree, and it proves the existence of a Roman town in Bulgaria's Mesdra. Very, very fascinating indeed. A coin hoard of ancient Roman silver coins, which has been discovered by accident in the roots of a large tree in the town of Mesdra in northwest Bulgaria, according to archaeologists, confirms the previous hypothesized existence of a Roman settlement outside the already well-known fortress Caleto, which is also used by the Romans. The treasure of Roman silver coins from the 1st to 3rd century AD was discovered by accident during the uprooting of a 70-year-old wild plum tree in an abandoned yard in the town of Mesdra. Mesdra municipality has announced. And just think about that for a moment. As much development as there is around the world and how the population has increased, it's hard to tell what's underneath your house or underneath where you sit at this very moment, what ancient treasures could be, whether or not it be an old indigenous people and tribes or some historical empire if you're in Europe. The coin treasure was found in a ceramic jar underneath the roots of the tree, which was compromised as the locals were using a pickaxe to extract them. It broke to pieces when one of them tried to remove it from beneath the roots. However, the discovery of the ancient Roman silver coin hoard, which occurred sometime in the end of August 2017, was not reported immediately to the authorities. Smart people, because as we saw from previous treasure stories that I've shared, it seems like what they do is they immediately contact the police or government officials, and then essentially they're confiscated. I mean, they're compensated, but they're confiscated as well. You know what I mean? It just depends on the country and the like, but a total of 183 coins were brought by some of the locals to the Varatsa Regional Museum of History. Some 2 weeks after the discovery, and Mesdra municipality first announced the find in the middle of September. 4 more coins were brought to the museum several days later. The museum experts have been quick to state that in their view, the broken pottery vessel had contained some 1,000 Roman coins at the time of its discovery, and museum director Georgy Ganatsovatsky has called upon the locals to return the missing some 800 coins. Wow, well that's interesting. I guess they could tell by the type of jar it was or what have you, but so they're calling people out for holding back the loot there, apparently. Javetskan Koltsev, the local man who tried to extract the ancient jar when it fragmented in his hands, told Nova TV that vessel weighed at least 4 to 5 kilograms. A photo, see above, and it's actually below, of the broken jar taken immediately after its extraction by the locals and acquired by the Mesdra municipality also seems to indicate that the ancient vessel contained a lot more coins. At least I think it's below. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it is above. So there it is. All right, and then here's the tree, the wild plum, an abandoned yard in Bulgaria's Mestra, which hid the Roman silver coins treasured in its roots. Interesting. So I guess they were taking the tree down, and that's when they found the hoard. For the time being, it remains unknown how most of the Roman silver coins went missing. And Mazda Mayor Gennady Sovkov has said that a more thorough investigation is underway. Wow. Well, couldn't it just be that they just weren't there? And that maybe when the coins were originally placed, maybe the people in ancient times may have pocketed some of the coins and took off with them. You know, don't blame the modern people. Those people are probably dead. But then again, if I was there and it was, you know, rather than report them together, I'd probably pocket a couple myself, wouldn't you? Now that the archaeologists and numismatists from the Vratsa Regional Museum of History have examined the coins, they believe the hoard is evidence that a Roman town existed in today's Mesdra outside the walls of the Caleto fortress. The fortress, which has been partly restored by the Caleto Archaeological Complex, is a 7,000-year-old fortified settlement, with traces of civilized human life from all archaeological periods, from the Calo Chalcolithic to the Middle Ages. The archaeologists have hypothesized, however, that another Roman settlement might have existed on the territory of Bulgaria's Mesdra, and the accidental discovery of the treasure of silver coins is considered a crucial clue for that. That is how the Vratsa Museum of History is now starting to rescue excavations on the spot where the Roman coin hoard has been found. Museum director Ganatsolvetsky has announced. It's very interesting indeed. And here is a look at the silver coins. You know, upon first inspection, you see all this, they look green, which would indicate, you know, the reaction to copper or bronze. But it could be that these are silver coins that have a balance of enough copper and bronze in them that it brings out that greenish color. Very interesting. It's a lot of coins there. Pretty wild. So Vratsa Museum Director Georgy Ganatskovsky showing some of the coins from the Roman hoard found by accident in Bulgaria's Mesdra. There's a picture of the coins. Very wild. Interesting to see those there. The collective find of silver coins from Mesdra is an extreme historical and cultural value. The coins from Rome's imperial period carry a great amount of information because of their rich iconography and rather detailed inscriptions. In his words, the silver coins were collected over a period of some 200 years from the middle of the 1st century AD until the middle of the 3rd century. The earliest of the coins that have made it to the Vratsa Museum, Denari and Antoniani, from the reigns of Emperors Nero, Galba, and Vatilius, and Vespasian. The find includes 2nd century AD denarii of usurper Emperor Calidus Albinus, and the end of the date of the coin collection is marked by the last emperor represented in it, Severus Alexander, which had reigned from 222 to 235 AD. They have established a very interesting sequence in the imperial emissions of the amassed coins, as well as many coins dedicated to the emperor's wives. They are coins minted on the territory of today's Syria, which speaks of the very serious commercial circulation. The condition of many of the coins shows that they were in circulation. However, another part of them are very well preserved, and apparently were not used at all, but were collected. So old coin collectors as well. Archaeologist Plamen Ivanov, one of the finders of the ancient Thracian Roganzen treasure, the largest known treasure from ancient Thrace, weighing a combined total of 20 kilograms, said he's really impressed with the fact that the coin hoard found in Mesdra was collected for 200 years. And in his words, the fact shows the importance of the unknown Roman settlement. The name of the settlement is still unknown, but this probably was a well-developed commercial center inhabited by rich people. He adds that it's possible that the settlement was used as a regional treasury by the Roman authorities. Wow, well, very interesting indeed. There you can see the coins all cleaned up. And here's a close-up example of one of the coins of Emperor Domitian. And here are more finds. Very nice condition these are in for sure. The museum team believes the pottery jar containing the coins may have been hidden in a building from the hypothetical Roman settlement outside the walls of the Kaleto fortress in Bulgaria's Mesdra, and the rescue excavations in mid-November are going to search for architectural structures from it. The excavations are expected to be completed by the end of November. A similar find, a pottery jar containing Roman silver coins from the 2nd and 4th century AD, was discovered by archaeologists in the ruins of ancient Serdica in the downtown of Bulgarian capital Sofia back in 2015. 2 years later, after further excavations, the archaeologists have concluded that the place where the jar was found might have been the mint of late Roman Serdica or Serdisa. Very interesting indeed. And there's a article here contains the footnotes, but it's very interesting. It's how more frequently they're discovering these treasures, and by accident. And to me, that just goes to show you that there's two reasons. I think that Number one, we're seeing a population growth and more development, and people are either disturbing the land underneath, like that tree has been there for 70 years, and they're disturbing it. But if they wouldn't have disturbed it, it would have obviously been around. And so you have that, and then you have the internet, and so stories like this can get out to the people, and so you're hearing more about these types of things. So quite fascinating indeed to see this information and learn about this. And like I said in the onset, even though there's been some Roman settlements near there, this proves that, or that there has been growth even more, because this is found in that town there. So very interesting indeed. And it shows the existence, it confirms the existence of the Roman town in Bulgaria's Mesdra. Shows the wide-reaching scope of the Roman Empire of the time. And the other fascinating thing about this is that they were collected. And so we may have seen some of our earliest coin collectors out there from this. The fact that they were from the periods, a wide range of periods, which means that people collected these things in the early years before, 300 AD. Some people were collecting coins. So post your thoughts below on this latest find and treasure there. And I'd like to extend a multitude of gratitude to you all. And thanks again, Small Gold, for this article. And encourage you to please rate, comment, and subscribe.